10 things poor people do compared to rich people. We realize that a significant number of you are ways to achieve added to making monetary progress. Here is the list of 10 things that poor people do. Number 1. Poor people get paid based on time. Rich people get it based on results. Poor people have no money saved. One of the differences between poor people and the rich is that the poor don't get ready for what's next. That's why the highest paid athletes, singers, and actors don't get paid on how many hours of practice. Rich people get paid by their performance or ideas. That's why the rich are growing richer while the poor are getting poorer. A lot of them use credit cards or take out loans for useless things. One of the main differences between rich and poor is how they make use of credit cards. Rich people using it as an investment. Poor people spend money for their enjoyment or buy something fancy or the latest equipment for their pleasure. Number 2. Poor people tend to have more kids and earlier in life. Most of us want to have children. Raising a child will cost a lot of money because of a lack of education, a bad environment, and other factors. Poor people have more children and are younger than rich, while the rich wait a few years until their living standards improve to ensure the right environment and prime conditions for the child to flourish. The poor go ahead without thinking about the consequences. Once the baby comes, the struggling begins, so that they can stay afloat and progress beyond. Barely surviving is almost impossible to achieve. Number 3. Poor people will spend money before they get it. One of the biggest dangers in life is spending money before you have it. The second you start borrowing money or acquiring expenses before you're able to pay them, your life starts to spiral down. Poor people buy clothes or products on sale, while the wealthy focus on increasing their incomes. The clothes that end up being on sale are those that people who could afford to pay the total price didn't want. Poor people blame others for their misfortunes. Rich people take responsibility for their failures. Number 4. Poor people wake up later than rich people. They are often lazier than rich people. It's the truth. Instead, if you don't educate yourself, don't waste time on meaningless activities at one point. You'll find yourself so far behind what the world needs from you that you'll end up miserable. The people who did not focus on personal growth in the early days end up working a lot harder jobs with negligible success rate. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Jeff Bezos, and many more billionaires wake up early. Number 5. Poor people don't shower or bath as often as rich people do. Initially, we thought this was just a made-up fact, but it turns out to be true. People who don't have good personal hygiene will be less successful than their counterparts. People tend to trust them, fewer people want to spend less time with their presents, and all of this has ramifications in their personal life if people don't like you and don't want to be around you. What kind of partners they will attract? Exactly. It might seem ridiculous, but the first step to success will be an early morning shower. Number 6. Poor people watch a lot of TV. Let us put it this way. If you have the time to watch reality TV, you're probably poor. It's always amazing how much time poor people waste on meaningless television. If you know celebrities gossip, and if you're watching TV shows every week as the episodes come on, celebrity gossip and buzz offer no value to your life. In comparison, Rich people will spend more time reading books and watching something more educational or spending time on personal developments. Someone might say that the only good reason to watch TV is to be aware of what's going on in the world and watch a lot of sports. Nowadays, platforms like YouTube can give you more information than TV. The reason is you can choose what to watch and gain the pieces of information that you need instead of what TV stations broadcast. Even watching too much YouTube can be a waste of time in lots of cases. Number 7. Poor people like to eat fast food. Health is essential and many poor people have no interest in knowing what's in their food, what an actual healthy meal should look like, or barely know anything about nutrition. They're actively ruining their bodies, and as an effect, they cannot perform at 100% of their potential. If you're not healthy, all aspects of your life are directly affected. You'll suffer physically, mentally, professionally, and even romantically. Poor people don't get themselves checked regularly. Let's say by mere chance you end up having a problematic disease, let's say heart attack. If you do regular checkups, you'll discover it in the earliest stages, making the treatment possible at a lower cost. If, on the other hand, you neglect to do so, you might discover only when it's too late. It will cost both you and your entire family a fortune, and no matter how much money you have, you might still lose your life. Number 9. The truth of the matter is that generally, rich depend on their powers for their prosperity. The poor's helpless expectation that a legendary force will somehow prize them for being decent individuals. Poor people, if they don't have money for something that you're willing to part with without affecting your life, then you can't afford it. Go back to work and then get it. Also, they tend to rely on something magical to happen, like a dream of winning lotto, etc. Poor people focus on saving a small amount of money, and rich people concentrate on investing. Number 10. Poor people encircle themselves with other needy individuals. Assume I am affiliating myself or spending time with other poor individuals that support their centered convictions. It might be ideal if you had individuals around you who will rouse you and drive you further to do unimaginable things, themselves who effectively inspire you to surpass your present reality. The poor people want to tell the world about their opinions about politics, sports, society, about the government, about every single thing that's around them. For sure, they will blame more to the whole world than riches. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.